The picture that I received from Penn State was in the fall. From October, November to July, when he had this conversation with Kyle, Kyle had DJ'd in many, many places. To me, it really piqued my interest, and I said to myself, this is actually very odd. Why is he citing this specific Penn State DJ gig? The same gig that I know there is evidence of him in an apartment, sorority house, whatever, at Penn State. It is time-stamped on Snapchat. Why is he citing this specific thing? Welcome to Cocktails and Gossip, the podcast where we drink cocktails, but you better believe we're going to spill the tea. We chat reality TV, celebrity blinds, and the hottest tea from BravoandCocktails.com. And as always, it's all alleged and just for fun. We do not verify our blinds. I'm B.
And I'm Amanda. Let's get into this week's tea.
Amanda, what's up? What's up, cocktailers?
Hi, cocktailers. Hi, B. Okay, I don't even know where to get started because you told me you have a conspiracy theory.
I have a conspiracy theory that came to me. I was chatting with a source that I love. Shout out to them, who shall remain nameless. And we were just getting into conspiracy theorying, and I'm gonna go there and I want to see what people think. It's a little bit risque. It's a little bit risque.
We like risque around here.
Rhode Island trailer just dropped. I just watched it. It looks like Mob Wives meets New Jersey. They are holding the funniest thing. So Rhode Island is known for clams. As a matter of fact, I've mentioned it before. My grandfather was originally my mom's dad was originally from Rhode Island. And every year we would go visit my aunts and uncles, my great aunts and uncles. And we would stop, and I don't remember the name of it, but it was like a fast food fried clam place. So Rhode Island is known for their clams. So I Googled. Clams very rarely make pearls that are the pearls oysters make.
Right.
So the Rhode Island women are holding pearls with a clam behind them, and I love it.
Yeah, I saw that. So if you guys will remember, we saw some of this during BravoCon, but then obviously we saw a much more extended version. It definitely seems like it's going to be a lot on Rula's marriage and on her situation. I can't wait. I watched it, but now I can't remember did it say what the launch date is?
It didn't say. And remember, what we had heard was that they want to edit the road trip fast and then roll it out after that.
Right.
I don't know what that looks like. I'm guessing hopefully spring, maybe late spring. I don't know. I don't know how long it'll take to edit, because it was only 10 days of filming. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's true. I wonder how, because I would imagine they'll make an episode out of each stop on the trip.
Right. What I'm guessing.
Maybe there'll be stuff about the travel and stuff in between. So yeah, let's hope they can do that. But I get that they want to make the show, they want to get it off on the very best foot possible, but just give it.
We're ready
now. Let's go.
But we got good stuff on now, girl.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
We gotta have to start somehow. We could start with the viral situation that we posted about. Welcome to all of our new cocktailers. We love you. Of course, our biggest sign-up days are the 3rd of every month, because for whatever reason, Scandival happened on March 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, every big thing that we've posted has been on the 3rd.
Oh, that's true.
Lindsay and Carl's breakup.
That was another big one. This one, you texted, because I don't know if we've ever mentioned this, but I don't touch all of the posts. Like, we'll just post stuff directly on the website sometimes. And, I'm doing stuff with my family or whatever it is, so that I get the text and I open the post. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it. So we get this. Somebody was the source who sent this to you. I'm just going to read what the post says. It said, Sally and Kyle were seen getting cozy last night in New York City. Shep was there, but he was passed out under a booth on the floor next to them.
Okay.
So a lot in those two sentences.
Okay, so let's break this down into parts. So Southern Charm was in town for their reunion, which filmed yesterday. They got in a couple of days early. Who was on Watch What Happens Live? Who flew in early to attend the Summer House Season 10 premiere party? Sally was present at the premiere party. So what are we? Today's Thursday. They filmed the reunion Wednesday. So I want to say
It was Tuesday night.
We posted this Tuesday.
Yeah.
So they got cozy. Monday night was the premiere. I don't know. I'm mixing up my days, but at any event, Sally was at the premiere party. So this totally checks out. They were spotted at a bar in Soho. And I don't find it shocking that they were getting cozy. I mean, yes, how stupid can they be? Would like to point out, Sally is not Amanda's friend, right? So Kyle is currently single. I'm just saying for Kyle to get involved with somebody from Southern Charm with all of the drama that has transpired between those two casts it's ill-informed. It just doesn't seem a good thing. Amanda and Kyle are seemingly having an amicable split.
Right.
He gave her a nice little speech at the premiere party. I just feel maybe Kyle could canoodle with a girl not on the same network as his soon-to-be ex-wife.
100%. Couldn't agree more. These people, though, they don't always listen to us.
I'm
pretty sure we said a few weeks ago, Kyle, this is your chance to clean it up a little bit and get everybody thinking, at least try to get some goodwill. This is not what we meant. So I feel the need to say something because, then, the post goes up. I'm reading through. I'm seeing all the comments come through. Cocktailers were going nuts on this, rightfully so. I thought it was odd that so many of the cocktailers were reacting because there's so much going on in that post just on Sally, calling her pick-me girl, calling her thirsty, saying, get your own man. And I know you guys know this, but I don't usually comment on the comments on the website because I'm usually putting more of my kind of thoughts and stuff on everything into Discord, into the Cocktailer Party Discord. But I felt like I had to kind of speak up because I'm like, this is what my comment said. Okay, hold on, everyone. Why are we only nailing on Sally and only Sally? This is gross and insensitive behavior by both Kyle and Sally. I said, was Kyle still wearing his wedding ring during all of this, or was it just performative for the fan to see him still wearing his wedding ring last week during that fan panel? And also, why is it okay for Shep, a man in his mid to upper 40s, to be passed out
late 40s,
passed out publicly under a table, y'all? And I said, they are all, and it says cringe face, cringe face, cringe face, red flag, red flag.
Well, a lot of people DM me and had similar thoughts, but especially about Shep. I do agree. Listen, I have to say that I absolutely appreciate where people are coming from because I think we look at it like the Bravo sphere, and Sally could, even though she's not friends with Amanda, of all the people, they just announced their split. They were together for 10 years. It's almost like being in a sorority where you may not directly know the person, but you know the person. The sort of girl I am, I feel you on that. However, Sally is a single girl. We know she's also hooking up with Austin, so I wonder how Austin feels about this. And again, I don't know that Kyle and Sally hooked up. I just know that they were very cozy, whatever that means. Mm-hmm. She didn't do anything wrong. Listen, if there's one thing Sally has done, she has made it known to anybody who watches the network that she wants a Bravo boyfriend, be it Craig, be it Austin,
True.
Be it West Wilson, by the way, who she also hooked up with.
Oh, that's right.
On Summer House.
That's right.
And Kyle. And guess what? She's a single girl. If that's what she wants to do, that's her business. None of these men are married. Although we did get an email today saying that apparently she's rumored to hook up with married men. We have no proof of that. So I would like to say, Shep, sir, you are upper 40s. And I'm not knocking it, okay? I'm just saying, you're not in your friend's living room passed out. Mm-hmm. You're in a bar under a booth. You know what? It's concerning behavior, honestly, especially what I thought of as soon as I read it was this is a man who travels a lot, and he often shows himself traveling by himself.
Right.
It honestly made me nervous for his physical well-being. because if you're getting in that condition, granted, he was with friends, but if you're getting in that condition, you're clearly getting in that condition, probably wasn't the first time.
Yeah.
And like, if you're traveling in an unknown where nobody knows you and you're passed out in that condition, like, you could get hurt.
I think somebody who is that age, and if they're passing out publicly, and again, I'm not saying we know that this has happened a lot, but I'm guessing to your point,
we
it's
know.
not the first time.
We can cite BravoCon a couple years ago.
It might be time to talk to somebody is all I'm going to say. I am, and I know you are too, an equal opportunity shit talker. And I think the men deserve just as much crap as the women do. And I am a girl's girl. And I think, just like you said, it's Sally doesn't know Amanda. She doesn't necessarily owe Amanda anything, but I just think it's more of a respect thing. And I think that it's clear to me that Sally doesn't care, that she probably I'm sure she probably has thought about it. She's going to get iced out by a lot of people at BravoCon next year. Let's put it that way.
Well, and the other thing is too, focusing on Kyle for a minute, we saw Amanda on Watch What Happens Live, and we'll get into the details of that, but we saw them do all their press events. We saw clips of him at the premiere party just a few hours before he was getting cozy with Sally. And what we've seen is a mutual respect and love between the two of them. And what annoys me is Sally is gorgeous, as are many of the 5 million women in New York City.
Right.
So the fact that Kyle can't have enough respect on the one hand, it gives Amanda free reign to do whatever with whomever she wants. If she decided to start banging Carl, it'd be fine. You go to the new BEC of the network 2 weeks after publicly announcing your split and you're canoodling with her. Like, that is so tacky. That is tacky.
It is
behavior.
tacky. Tacky is the perfect word. It is. It is.
Have some self-respect. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Sally. I'm saying, let's say they met each other and there was an interest there. I'm not saying it's something he should never do, although even though I would probably always talk shit about it because she's on the network. 2 weeks after?
Yeah.
The night of the premiere? We're still digesting that you're getting divorced, dude.
And this just further cements what a Dumas this guy is, because he knows that it's about to get a lot worse for him. Based on everything we're hearing, this is not going to be a good season for him. And he goes,
he's Delulu. It's not only our beloved female Bravo Lebs that are Delulu. Kyle is Delulu. I don't believe that Kyle has any idea what is coming.
How is that? How that is possible? Again, I think though that just speaks to arrogance in my mind.
Yes.
Arrogance is a word that has been coming up a lot this week for me. We'll talk about somebody else that I think is being arrogant. But so let's talk about the show. Let's talk about Watch What Happens Live. Let's go to the show first. So the episode starts out with Amanda driving to the Hamptons with Sierra. There is immediately a very thick tension between her and Kyle. We see Sierra and Carl talk about it privately. Carl says he's really worried that they're living parallel lives. He says Kyle was partying at Penn State. Cocktailers have already known about this. We posted this in Cocktail Party over a year ago that Kyle did a gig at Penn State.
We did it. We didn't post it. I held that.
We talked about it though. Oh,
I didn't post it until we knew that they split because I didn't feel.
That's right.
I don't know what.
Guys, I'm sorry, I forget because sometimes we talk about stuff and I forget.
I knew what it was, the shitstorm, and
yeah.
Well, we're gonna get to that.
There are signs that a marriage is going badly and just blatant contempt. Amanda has blatant contempt for Kyle in this episode. She is pretty much ignoring him. Then at dinner, she's talking to Sierra and having a pretty open, loud conversation in front of him. It's not looking good. But Carl pointed this out on the episode and said, how weird is it that Kyle has been doing gigs at colleges?
He specifically said Penn State.
Right.
So here's where my conspiracy theory starts.
He's from Pittsburgh, so I'm sure he knows people who know people at Penn State.
Yeah, maybe like his friends' nieces and nephews. I have a niece at Penn State.
Right.
Carl's 40.
Yeah.
Okay, here's where my conspiracy theory is going. Now, buckle in.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I received the Penn State pictures November 1st. I don't know if that's when the DJ gig was. That's when I received them.
November 1st of
2024.
Correct.
And the reason that I didn't post them is because obviously it's incriminating for Kyle to be, it wasn't technically quote unquote a sorority house. I believe it was an apartment, but it was a girl's apartment. I received it from her aunt. As Kiki said when I was on Reality Check, not the auntie. So to me, I was like, listen, this is a marriage we're talking about. We know he's a DJ. So just the pictures alone in and of themselves without the other details that later came, which is when they were a piece of a puzzle that we were putting together, I posted it. But that was obviously about a year later, right? Because we posted this fall. Kyle was DJing everywhere. So they're filming. Ciara and Carl had this conversation in July. The picture that I received from Penn State was in the fall. From October, November to July, when he had this conversation with Kyle had DJ'd in many, many places. To me, it really piqued my interest, and I said to myself, this is actually very odd. Why is he citing this specific Penn State DJ gig, the same gig that I know there is evidence of him in an apartment, sorority house, whatever, at Penn State? It is time-stamped on Snapchat. Why is he citing this specific thing? I was
going to say, do you think Carl's a cocktailer?
So it's certainly a possibility, but if I knew or didn't, I never, honest to God, guys, I never look at the back end of the office. Sometimes Amanda does if she has to help you, but I prefer not to know. We have noticed Bravo Lebs that use their real name, which I always find is funny, but
right.
I don't know.
Cocktailers. I have been using the beginning of this year to get more organized in my life in general, cleaning out closets, organizing cabinets, throwing out clothes, my kids that don't fit anymore. It feels really good to get a little more organized. And I was feeling like I wanted to get more organized with my finances and get a better handle on where my money is actually going every month. I think what really pushed me to do this is looking back at some expenses regarding my kids and thinking, did I even know that I was paying that much for a monthly fee for my kids to have debit cards? And what else am I spending that I don't even know about? So I downloaded the Rocket Money app. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. So once I downloaded the app, I got started by getting everything all set up. It was so easy. Rocket Money guides you through each step, and I want to say it took 15 minutes or less to connect my banks, my credit cards, investments, all to the app. So what's cool is that the app then consolidates your checking, savings, loans, investments so that you can get a clear view of your overall financial picture. Since I've downloaded it and started using it, Rocket Money has already been helpful, reminding me that a big expense, my mortgage, is coming up. And it's truly helpful to be able to open the app, see the dashboard where I can see how my month is going financially. It even tells me if I'm spending less than I spent as of this point in the month before. So I will tell you, it's really making me consider the money that I'm spending a little more carefully. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/cocktails. That's ROCKETMONEY.com/cocktails.
Quince is all about elevated essentials that feel effortless, designed for layering and mixing. Each piece helps build a timeless wardrobe made to last. With versatile silhouettes and thoughtful details, they're the kind of styles you wear again and again. Quince uses the highest quality materials like 100% European linen and organic cotton. Everything is built to hold up season after season. The stitching, the fit, the fabrics. These are the pieces you'll reach for over and over. I'm headed on a family trip to Ireland for February break, and I decided I needed to treat myself to some timeless Quince pieces. Cashmere sweater that is warm, looks sharp, the quality is fantastic. A raincoat that I swear to you is a quarter of the price of another brand I was looking at, fits and wears beautifully. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/cocktails for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/cocktails to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/cocktails. I also think it's totally possible that, to your point, he is from Pennsylvania. And if somebody, I always say this, if somebody sent me those pictures, there is a huge possibility that these pictures exist and they were sent to Carl, they were sent to Amanda. What if Amanda knew about these pictures going into the summer? What if Carl brought it up? Because let's face it, he's friends with Kyle. He's friends with Amanda. Ultimately, if Amanda is being fucked over by Kyle and Carl knows this and has evidence, and I can tell you that the pictures came with information that I can't verify because I don't have pictures of it, but information that if Carl received, it would be upsetting and it would seem as though Kyle had cheated on Amanda, okay?
Because what we saw also said that it happened at 5. This was at like 5:30 or something in the morning, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what if Carl got these pictures? What if Carl shared this with Amanda? Was very clearly first episode of Summer House. We watched it. She had emotionally checked out of that marriage. She had serious contempt for him, as did Sierra. What if Carl told Amanda? What if Carl said, fuck it, I'm going to bring up this specific incident on camera, knowing these pictures exist, okay? And they would come out. And they did. I put him out there in Cocktail Party.
Wow.
Amanda, I'm just saying, I found it very weird that the first episode, the first night in Summer House, Carl has a private conversation with Sierra about the state of Kyle and Amanda's relationship. Carl cites the Penn State DJ gig. Again, he must have done dozens of gigs from the fall to the summer.
I mean, yeah. I will say, too, whenever we see stuff like this come in, we know, although we know a lot, we know that we don't know everything that is going on and that Amanda was probably receiving. So it would be arrogant of us to assume that we were the only ones who knew about this, right? That Amanda hadn't been sent these things and that, maybe some of the other cast members hadn't been sent these things. Of course they have. We can't say for sure, but most likely.
I haven't seen the episode yet, nor have you, but we did see the clip of Carl and Kyle coming to blows, and they both have some real anger. What if Kyle started to catch on that Carl had these strong opinions about his marriage and about what he was doing at DJ gigs? What if he started to suspect that he shared these feelings, even if he didn't share evidence with Amanda, which it's quite possible he did? If I had him, other people may have had him. What if Carl saw these pictures, knew that he was fucking around and acting inappropriately, and again, he officiated their wedding? Yes, originally he was Kyle's friend. At this point in their 10-year relationship, Carl is friends with both of them. And the same way that if Amanda was cheating on Kyle, Carl would have Kyle's back.
Exactly.
I expect, knowing what we know about Carl, I expect that he's going to take Amanda's back if he knows something. And the fact that he cited Penn State tells me, people, that he fucking saw the same pictures I saw. He told Amanda, Amanda told Sierra, and the three of them, and let's watch this season, guys, because I think the three of them are punking Kyle. Let's watch and see what happens, because guess what? Carl needed a good storyline, and this just might help him.
Interesting.
What do you think of my conspiracy?
I think it makes sense. I think at the very least that, like I said, I think Amanda knew a lot more than she is letting on right now, at least on the show.
And she most certainly got similar DMs. I mean, we also had those pictures of Kyle that we posted. Actually, that video of him when he did a DJ gig in Vegas. This was closer to the summer. This was like this year sometime. I forget when. It may have even been after the summer.
Wasn't it Charleston? We had that video of him in
Charleston. He was in Vegas and flirting, and like he was very close to a girl who had the same exact body type as Amanda, tall, slim, busty. Like if these things are being sent to me, I'm sorry, they're being sent to other people too.
I agree. Yeah. Bottom line, I mean, nobody And it sounds like maybe Carl too. Nobody thinks this is acceptable behavior. I'm guessing except for maybe Kyle. So let's talk about the newbies on the show. Curious to hear what your thoughts are.
I thought it was really sweet how I really liked KJ, and I thought it was the sweetest moment of the episode was when KJ was saying how he's a daredevil and he does that as an outlet because he's always had very high anxiety. And Wes was like, is it okay if I check in with you? Like, I thought that was so nice. And let's normalize men checking in with their friends the same way that us girls check in with each other.
Yes.
I really have to tell you something. I have a crush on West. I just think he's such a sweet guy. Like, there's a softness about him. And then he's also like a frat boy energy. So it's this really cute combination of things. And he's also young. What is he, 30?
He's an evolved man.
All you guys asked me, do I want him and Ciara to give it another shot? I would love it. I just honestly feel like he isn't ready for that kind of relationship. And I think you disagree with me, Amanda. I think you feel like if it's the right person, you get ready.
No, I actually feel I agree with you. I was going to say, it feels like it's not the right time for them.
Yes. And well, if it's not you, then it's you cocktailers in my DMs. And a lot of you, when I have said that, have said, no, he should know. And I don't really believe that. I believe that he's the kind of guy that wouldn't risk cheating. Even though he wants to be with her, he's not really sure he's there yet. So he's not going to make that commitment. And that's
his light isn't on yet. Do you remember that Sex and the City episode?
No.
They're like, well, men, they have taxi lights, and sometimes their taxi lights aren't on. And I don't think his taxi light's on yet. I think he is still living his bachelor reality star life. I could see it down the road. I mean, even seeing Ciara talk about his butt on Watch What Happens Live, they clearly have not just a love and not just like a friendship, but also an attraction to each other. So I do think that when sometimes it takes meeting the right person to get people to settle down, but I think their cab light has to be on first, and I don't think his is.
I don't think it is. And I don't know if the timing will work. Levi and Bailey, super cute, fun, liked them a lot. Ben, the Australian bachelor. I mean, Cutie. My God, he's gorgeous. I love when Bailey calls him the Australian Matthew McConaughey, spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda is like in love with him. I haven't seen her smile like that in years.
Yeah, it's cute.
And then he's been posting. So since filming, he has like a serious girlfriend. He's been posting her a lot. I'm sure there's probably, if you have a girlfriend and the whole Bravo verse is about to go crazy about how gorgeous you are, you want to make your girlfriend feel secure. So I like that he's doing that.
Yeah.
They do show a clip of him saying that Amanda's smile lights up the room. And in my head, I'm like, I know it's wrong. I know two wrongs don't make a right. But if Kyle was out there doing his thing, I really hope Amanda snuck something in with it.
I just think it's kind of innocent, like the way that Jesse kind of flirts with the girls too. I didn't look.
Amanda don't look at Jesse like she looks at Ben.
That's true. That is true. I agree. I thought KJ seemed very sweet. I think Bailey is going to be a lot of fun. Jury is a little out for me about Levi because I think just the spotlight was more on Bailey, but I think she's got good potential.
Carl seems truly happy.
Tan Carl. He looked really good. Cowboy tan Carl.
His eyes also look happy. Remember last season? I think it was just processing Lindsay moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Ciara seems lighter. I do think that Carl's in love with Ciara. I think it's adorable. I have to imagine it's a little uncomfortable. I think we have all women had the situation in our lives where we have a male friend who we love and appreciate platonically, who ends up letting us know that they want more. And then it like forever changes and you just have to keep your distance because no matter what you do, they're going to perceive it as flirting. I do feel for Ciara because I know she loves him. It's very obvious she does not think of him in that way.
Yeah.
I love when Amanda and Ciara reached out to Lindsay. They're in such a good place. I'm excited for Lindsay next week. I really, honestly felt Lindsay's missing.
I did too. I agree.
It's going to be brutal, honestly, watching the Amanda Kyle all season.
It was really uncomfortable just watching
Even
at
when he
first.
got mad at her, it seemed so out of character for him. He's not normally a jealous guy. Like, you could just see it all falling apart when he got mad at her for jumping in the pool with the see-through
Right.
bra. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
I will say a couple things that I thought were really funny and shady from production in the best of ways. First of all, when Jesse gets on the screen and then it says his name and then under it, it says musician.
I know. It's
It used
ridiculous.
to say finance. It could say influencer, but it says musician. So I got a chuckle.
He probably picked that.
He probably did. So maybe production wasn't being shady. But then when Amanda said, Kyle literally said he was going to be a DJ because he was mad that she wanted to start her own thing. And then they literally show the scene happening exactly the way she just said it.
Yes.
On Watch What Happens Live, Andy asked Amanda, do you want to or expect a piece of Loverboy? And she said, that's Kyle's baby. He put more into that than he did our relationship. So I'm fine with getting nothing. Andy and Sierra both disagreed with her and said she is entitled to some of it.
Listen, I posted a poll and tons of DMs. The general consensus is that Loverboy is in debt. So she's likely saying, I don't want anything to do with it because she won't get a piece. She also won't incur any of the debt from the company. She makes a ton of money with her brand deals. She has huge deals awaiting her now that she's about to have her single girl glow up. She also comes from some money. We don't know what her inheritance looks like or anything like that. So with no prenup, I think the reason that they're able to be amicable is maybe they're both just like, okay, I'm not going to try to touch any of your stuff. You don't try to touch any of my stuff. And if the big business is in debt, the one nice thing I can say is that obviously not that Kyle should put the debt on her, since I'm sure those business decisions weren't her doing, but many shitty men would in a divorce allow their wife to assume debt that she may not have fully decided on. So I think that's likely why we're seeing it be so amicable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know. So regarding Loverboy, it is very normal for a business, especially a business that is using physical goods, ingredients. Oh my God.
Ingredients.
Think about like the juices and the tea and the alcohol and the cans and the manufacturing equipment and warehouse space, right? So it is normal for a business because they often will buy the ingredients on credit and then pay them off as they sell their product. The brand is worth so much more than $3 million. I don't think that debt sounds as scary as Kyle has tried to make it sound. I think the issue is more that the logistics of splitting, so quote unquote splitting a company in a divorce, are very difficult because of ownership stuff, because either he would have to give her, a certain ownership percentage, and often with a lot of operating agreements when there's an ownership percentage, then that also means that there can be like decision-making privileges and things like that Amanda has never had and probably doesn't want. I think the way that you would have to do it either is give a percentage or you have to pay her out for her parts to buy her out. It might be that Amanda knows that she's entitled to half of whatever ownership percentage Kyle has, but that she doesn't want it and that she wants more liquid assets instead. But I will say, I do not think it was smart of her to say on national TV that it's Kyle's baby and that she doesn't want part of it.
Agreed.
Because that could really come back to kind of bite her in the butt if they end up having a less amicable divorce. But to your point, it does seem, we saw that video where Kyle thanked Amanda the other night, and based on the way that Amanda is talking, it does seem like they're trying to be amicable. And so Andy asked her, who do you think will be the first to date? And Amanda said she might be the one dating first. What do you think about that?
Well, we know it's not the Australian hottie Ben because he keeps posting his girlfriend, but I have to be honest with you. I'm thinking maybe Amanda's already dating. She did, by the way, guys, on Watch What Happens Live, Andy asked her, when did you start living separately? She said, since October, right before BravoCon, which is exactly when we posted in Cocktail Party. Just wanted to point that out. Based on what we saw this summer, Summer, she's emotionally, she's mentally, and I hate to say it, physically, based on some of the inappropriate comments Kyle made in the episode, done with the marriage. I could totally see that maybe she's met somebody, or maybe even just casually dating, or just really ready to get back out there, because Amanda and I have said it a million times, women make the decision long before men do. And she walked into the summer, and right now it is February. So in July, her mind was made up.
Right.
She has had time to process it. She's good. I think she's like, I'm ready. And I've seen people post and say, like, can we just agree that these two people aren't compatible? Sure. And with that comes two people who haven't had their needs emotionally, physically met for a long time romantically. So she might really just be wanting to date, to feel that.
Yes.
You know?
Good for her. Get her. I hope she gets herself out. She has some fun. I hope she already has. You know, this is now over 3 months that they've been living apart. It wouldn't shock me at all if she's already dated.
Oh, I have to say something else.
Oh.
So last night, Austin was on Watch What Happens Live, and they had him do a fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
Paige, Ciara, Amanda. He says he'd marry Paige. It's like, okay, you're mad at Craig, we get it. And yes, Paige is a wealthy woman, but I don't care how mad you are. One of your best friends, girlfriend of 3 years, it gets worse. He would want to have sex with Amanda because she's newly single and he can see she's a real tomcat. Okay. First of all, him and Kyle were on good terms at BravoCon. That's done. Second of all, talk about just being an asshole to Ciara for no fucking reason. Because remember, they had that thing, and I don't know. I just thought...
How should he have... I guess he could have chosen differently. I think those questions are so shady and just put them in bad situations to start with.
Calling Amanda a tomcat was like a bit much.
Did he
what
call
does that even mean?
Tomcat? Oh my God.
He's like, oh, Amanda. And it's like the way he said it was very sexually charged. He's like, Amanda, she's newly single and she's a tomcat. Like he was almost saying like she hasn't gotten it good in a while. Like I was like, he didn't say those words, but like when the way he said she's a tomcat, like what does that even mean?
Yeah.
What is a tomcat? Like a sex kitten?
I don't know. I thought a tomcat was a boy cat. So somebody's got to tell us both. I don't know.
What is a tomcat sexually? Because now I have to know.
It's so funny. I thought
a tomcat is an unneutered, sexually mature male cat that actively seeks out females for breeding. The slang term for a man, tomcatting, describes the behavior of a highly promiscuous prowling for partners. Okay, it was an insult.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, tomcat, Urban Dictionary, a woman who is sexually knowledgeable and superior, not necessarily promiscuous as sometimes said. She is extremely satisfying performer in the bedroom.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I got to go back and watch that because I do not remember him saying the word tomcat. Holy moly. Let's move on to RHONY.
Really? Do we have to?
The OGs are getting a new show on E! That will start filming later this month. So we first got an email back in August that they were shopping around a show. If you guys remember, we kind of talked about this last week because they posted that picture of them after their lunch and they're in whatever that town is with the Dutch windmill in the background. So October, we had posted that it was going to be picked up by that we were hearing it was going to be picked up by another network. So it will be Luann, Sonia, Jill, Ramona, Kelly. So everybody that was in that picture. And then appearances by Dorinda. And it will be filmed and take place in Florida.
So the confusing thing is, for many years, E! Was owned by NBCU, but at the beginning of January, that changed. There is some crossover. I don't work for networks, so I don't fully understand it. What I do know is that Bravo is totally fine with it, and I believe that because some of these women just filmed for Road Trip.
Yeah.
We know they want nothing to do with Ramona. I have to say, I think I mentioned this last week. I was fairly surprised that Sonia wasn't at any event for the Road Trip, but after that Watch What Happens Live a while back, they really haven't worked with Sonia in any capacity, seemingly have cut ties with her. And a source says that people need to stop saying Bravo dropped the ball. Bravo had the opportunity to do this project. They didn't want to. There is no ill will.
Yeah.
And those of the women who still work with Bravo, like Luann and Dorinda, will continue to. And those who don't, Jill, Ramona, will continue not to.
Right.
Yeah. I do know that it's favored nations, which is something Jill pushed for when she was going to do that RHONY trip that they did to
And favored nations means
Bachelor
everyone
Park.
gets paid the same.
Yes.
Yes.
I have to say, it's so funny because so many people demanded OGs. They slammed the reboot. We get the announcement that the OGs are getting a show on E, and my inbox is full of complaints about how pathetic it is and they shouldn't bother. You can't make everybody happy.
I'm really shocked to hear that people are mad about that. I mean, what do these people want other than like a time machine so we could all go back and watch the OG RHONY again for the first time?
Right.
So I do still follow Ramona and her delusional self.
I don't.
I know you don't, because every once in a while I'll just see some stuff and I'm like, she is truly batshit crazy. I hope she's grown up a little bit, maybe educated herself a little, because we know why and understand why Bravo did not want her back. I've never been a Kelly Ben Simone fan ever. I really can't wait to see Lou and Sonia again, and especially to have Dorinda in there sometimes as well.
I'm excited for Jill. Jill, I do sometimes find annoying, but I also find her very endearing.
Yeah.
I have the same, and it's funny because they were such good friends at a time. I have a similar relationship in my head with Jill and Bethany, who keeps commenting on the show and saying, like, I was asked, but I'm not going to be it because I like my peace and all this and all that. I wouldn't be shocked if she caved and filmed a lunch or something in one of her more manic moments. But I have the same feeling about them. There's things I really don't like about them, but then I also find them very smart about many things and interesting. So I'm excited to see Joe.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so we got some intel on Beverly Hills. Amanda Francis is a huge flop. So much so that we heard a while back that Sutton and Jennifer Tilly won't film the Beverly Hills after show for the second season. So Tilly will now be filming with Natalie Fuller, who we just saw on the last episode at the Dorit and Erica dinner. Natalie, if you guys haven't had a chance, like go on our website and go read about her, because she used to be married to, and maybe is still going through divorce from, Simon Fuller. Simon Fuller is one of the people behind the creation of American Idol. So Natalie, she is that new friend. She was in the press clippings and she's got a solo cast picture. A lot of buzz about Natalie, and we're hearing that she will most likely take Amanda's diamond next season.
On top of that, somebody else told us that Amanda was removed from the second half of after shows. No one wants to film with her, and they said she may not attend the reunion. Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see. I don't know if I believe that she won't attend the reunion at all. I don't think she'll get a ton of questions or airtime. I don't know. I could be wrong. This person probably knows more than I do. But I do get the sense that they brought Natalie on. Like, even as filming was going on, the women weren't taking to Amanda. They sensed that the audience wouldn't. So seemingly, we did think it was weird when we heard another woman was filming. I don't think that they're like going back and editing her out so much as they edited her from the jump. Like, not as much. She's just not meshing with the women. None of us are vibing with Amanda. And we also are still waiting for Denise to appear.
Yeah.
Or her divorce drama. I want to say, I am loving Rachel Zoe. I know we were all excited to see what she would bring. I personally was not expecting, first of all, for her to just seamlessly fit in. She really does know the women better than I guess I realized. But there's also something magnetic about her that is just, I just want to watch her. I have that feeling for Bronwyn from Salt Lake City too. Like, there's something about her I want more. I want to see her. I want to hear what she's got to say. Winning edition.
I agree. First of all, going back to Amanda really quick, I really noticed it on our screens last week. There's that scene where they're shopping and she and Kyle are talking about Dorit. Kyle is making faces and you can tell, like, she's not giving Amanda much. Like, she's annoyed. I feel like Kyle must have drawn the short straw in terms of having to film with Amanda one-on-one to talk about the whole Dorit thing. Erica and Rachel are going on and on about how they don't like her. Bose is making fun of her by saying,
Oh, Bose is ruthless.
yeah, now we're going to the internet to find the definition of accosted. I loved Bose in that moment. We are smart viewers. We can see this. Nobody is vibing with her. Amanda is, I don't know how anybody vibes with her. I also completely agree about Rachel. I love that she's very open about what's actually going on with her divorce and with her kids. She, shows us the meeting with her staff where they're kind of trying to do some damage control after the divorce filing gets leaked.
Yes.
I think another thing that I think maybe people underestimated is that Rachel did have a long career in reality TV before Housewives, and you can see it. When she's at Erica's, she seamlessly recaps the whole situation from, the night before with Amanda effortlessly, and you don't even realize she's doing it. I watched and I realized that she was doing it because I was trying to explain, my husband and I were watching them. She had a lot of other reality shows, and I'm like, she's a producer's dream. She gets there and, recaps everything, makes it look very naturally part of her conversation. And when I say that, I don't mean that she's doing it in a disingenuous way. I mean, she's really good at being on reality TV. She knows what the producers want. You never feel like she's doing it in a phony way. I completely agree that she's magnetic, and I want more Rachel too.
I have to say, I do think that next season, the women, Erica's coming to mind, who need the check, rely on the check, Dorit's coming to mind, are not going to be as nice to Rachel because they're going to really see her as competition.
Yeah.
As far as, listen, Rachel's going to demand a big check. And if they have to demote people to give her that check, they will, because the audience wants her and she's Beverly Hills, she, baby. I also... Today, I had seen something about this. Bose's doctor, the one featured on the show, is almost $200,000 behind in rent at her facility. Patients were given 3 days' notice that their specimens were going to be shipped somewhere else, or they needed to make their own arrangements. The doctor's refusing to speak with any news outlets about what's going on. How absolutely horrifying for women looking to conceive, trusting a doctor.
Are your hopes and dreams being treated so callously? I cannot imagine what she's going through right now.
And if a well-read, well-connected, wealthy, educated woman is being duped, this doctor is good at duping people.
Well, I mean, I will say maybe the doctor is a very good doctor, just had a bad business manager, or we don't know that that there's been a duping necessarily going on.
Right.
But, I think also to think about all the people who are like Heather Dubrow, right? Who had more embryos and kept them, didn't want to have any more kids, but didn't, had enough money to just put off the decision because they didn't want to have to make the decision. Now those people are like, oh, just what a mess. What a mess.
What a mess. Guys, we had so much girls trip tea. We shared it all to cocktail party. Shannon and Tamra. So somebody spoke with one of the women that was on the trip. I'm purposely not saying which woman because...
Typing our source, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter because it was literally a run-in in New York City. But the source is a big fan of the woman, so I just decided not to. Mm-hmm. But Shannon and Tamra, this is exactly what the person said. One of the women said, Shannon and Tamra got into a brawl while filming Road Trip, and they were cut from the finale, unable to film in New York City. Production said, save it for the season. They won't be at Dorinda's. They weren't at the gangster lunch or Luann's party. OC starting off with a bang. So when they said, the person used the word brawl, but do I think it was a physical fight? I do not. I can't picture Shannon and Tamra, but it was enough that, and I absolutely get it. Alex Baskin is the producer. He was probably like, okay, we're picking up cameras Monday or Tuesday. Dorinda, like, save it for the season.
Yeah.
Right?
I can see them being held back. I don't know. I could see things getting thrown. There's just so much deep-seated stuff between those two, which is, why we were saying last week we're really looking forward to seeing what the new Tres Amigas is going to be like, because each of them has a solid reason to hate the other.
Yeah.
Can they really, find a friendship? So none of this is surprising.
And you have Vicky, who's happy to be back, but not really that interested in getting into the weeds anymore. So
right.
I have still not got a name on the newbie. Oh, wait, that's not true. I don't have a name, but I do hear she's friends with Jessie Lolly's girlfriend.
Mm,
Lacey.
okay.
So let's keep our eyes out, cocktailers. You guys are sometimes always better than I am at like spotting it. So let's see like who all the OC ladies are following.
We
I'm
also
so
heard
excited.
that Rhode Island, the girls came to Bluestone Manor and got in a big fight as well.
I mean, these girls are coming in hot. We love it. More satisfying tea for us. Two sources told me that Jen Aiden crashed Luann's Halloween party and was not invited to film for the girls' trip. I asked why didn't they throw her out. Neither source knew. Listen, do I hope we get on camera production throwing Jen Aiden out of a party that she was not invited to film? I do. However, I think it's more than likely that Teresa brought her. She figured there's going to be a bunch of women there. It's not a big deal if I just show up with Jen. Chanel Ion was also at the party. We know that Jen and Teresa, they're all friends. I'm sure the production was probably like, oh God, what is she doing here? But they're not going to like throw her out since there were like dozen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jen did show up in the same exact Taylor Swift outfit as Vicky, which I posted a side by side. What are the odds? Jen didn't have a blonde wig, but the same leotard, of all the Taylor Swift getups.
The exact same. My hope is that the reason we haven't heard that she got kicked out is because it happened on camera and everyone's sworn to secrecy. So I'm manifesting that for all of us. I don't think there's a lot of Jen Aiden fans around here. So other people we heard that were at Luann's party, Alex McCord, she was a devil. Carol.
She looks fantastic, by the way.
She does. She looks happy. And obviously Jan Aiden, Chanel, Kelly Ben Simone, Jill Zarin, Dolores, Dorinda, Sai, Jessel. Erin Leashy, we heard, was supposed to be there, was even all dressed and ready to go, but then she was sick. So just Abe went.
Yeah, I was confused because a source told me just Abe was there. But we all saw Erin dressed up so like she was dressed as Jessica Rabbit, looked fantastic. Did she like leave quickly? I don't know. But also, guys, Kelly, Jill, Dorinda, and Luann, obviously they're not mad about the show. I'm sure Bravo knows, and they still were able to film. So
yeah,
I have to say, I really am flabbergasted that Sonia in New York City was not freaking invited to a party. Alex McCord is there and not Sonia. It almost makes me feel like there's more. I don't know what it is, but like it really feels cold.
Yeah, it does to me too. There's got to be, I completely agree. There's got to be something, there's more to the story. Or maybe Sonia has.
Yeah, right.
It could be coming from her and she's got sour grapes and said no. We don't know yet.
I don't think so. I just don't picture her saying no to anything. I'm excited to see Jill interacting with Sai. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be so fun. The girls' trip, the road trip, whatever. They're calling it the Roaring 20s, whatever the hell the name is. Yeah.
Yes. And then we heard Andy came to Bluestone Manor.
Yes, and then somebody posted a picture of that. We also had the lovely cocktailer husband, who we thank very much because he was minding his business in the Bronx having lunch when all the housewives walked in, and he sent a picture to his wife and she was like, get all the tea. He said that Luann was wasted and she was ordering tequila to go from the bar. As she was leaving, he said Lisa Barlow was the nicest. She spoke to him genuinely for 10 minutes. She said she remembered meeting him at Fashion Week last fall, but he was not at Fashion Week last fall, so she must have thought he was somebody else. He also said Portia was the nicest.
Wow.
Something tells me this cocktailer's husband was handsome because I just feel like they probably wouldn't have given Todd the time of day. So,
right.
Can we discuss Roman's new boyfriend?
Oh, yes. Brendan Good, I think is his name. And
Brendan?
He was in a Playgirl cover with Luann, funny enough.
All roads.
Model, very good looking.
She was just out to dinner in Salt Lake City sometime last week with Todd. I mean, obviously they're amicable as well. I don't know. A lot of people are like, is he straight? I don't know. I don't know the guy. She called him her date. She knows him through Christian Siriano. She was posting on his Instagram on December 26th that he was at a Knicks game with Christian and posted a picture, and we know Christian Siriano's like her favorite designer, and this guy's a model, and she said, oh my God, I wish I was with you guys or something. So
yeah, Good for her, girl. Like,
Yes.
get out there, do your thing. I'm happy for her.
So happy for her. And is he a housewife hunter though?
Oh, I don't think we can go that far. He probably was happy to be cast for the cover. I don't think so. I think Bronwyn is so connected to the fashion world.
Right.
You know, I think that you go to Paris Fashion Week, you go to Milan Fashion Week, you go, you know, and you have good friends with, and you're at these events, you know, that we saw she was in I think Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic earlier this year. I don't think that makes him a housewife. I think it's because they're a little bit more in the same world. But then if he pops up and he starts dating Brittany Bateman, then we have an answer to that question.
Then we have an answer. We love you guys.
What's up, cocktailers? We want to thank you, as always, for listening to Cocktails and Gossip. Because of you, we've hit some amazing milestones, had some hilarious conversations, and have grown a truly amazing community. If you haven't already followed our podcast, hit the follow button in the top right of your Apple Podcast player, the follow button under the show logo on Spotify, or the subscribe button on Google Podcasts. We thrive on you, our audience. So make sure to tell all your gossip-loving friends about us too. And if you want to get all the tea, join our membership cocktail party by going to bravoandcocktails.com/join. Our members get access to the exclusive tea we post, the weekly podcast without ads, plus another additional bonus podcast every week. And of course, members also get to join us on our monthly live cocktail party Zoom, where we talk about the latest tea and even share tea that's just too hot to put in writing. Last, but maybe best, our members get access to the Cocktail Party Discord, where you can chat with Amanda, me, and all of the other cocktailers as well. There are always some great convos and hilarious comments happening in Discord. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you.